Casinos don't rely on luck, they rely on you not paying attention. Every slot machine you've ever played, every spin, bonus, or near miss, wasn't just designed for entertainment. It was engineered to make you stay longer, spend more, and feel like you're in control while you're not. And here's the part most people never realize: the real game isn't happening on the screen, it's happening in your head. From payout timing to the way random wins appear right when you're about to stop, everything in a casino is tested, tracked, and perfected to keep you chasing that next spin. But once you understand how it works, you stop being a target and start seeing the system for what it really is. In this video, we're breaking down 5 slot machine secrets the casinos never talk about. Not myths, not luck tricks. The real data-driven methods they use to keep players hooked, and the mindset you need to beat that design. By the end, you'll never look at a slot machine the same way again. Let's start. Number 5, understand the math, the casino's hidden weapon. Every time you walk into a casino, remember one thing: the math is already against you. The bright lights, the music, the free drinks, all of that is there to distract you from the one rule that never changes. The longer you play, the more the casino wins. That's not a slogan. That's the law of averages. Every slot machine is programmed with something called an RTP, return to player. It's a percentage that shows how much the game will pay back over time. For example, a slot with 95% RTP doesn't mean you'll win $95 for every 100 you bet. It means that in the long run, the machine will return about 95% of all the money ever played on it, and keep the rest. Guess who gets that rest? Yep, the house. Now here's the sneaky part. That RTP number is based on millions of spins. Not 100, not 1,000, millions. So when you're sitting there thinking, my luck has to turn around soon, the machine's like, nope, I'm still balancing a million spin average. You're just one tiny data point in my equation. What most people never realize is that casinos use this math almost like a safety net. They can give out massive jackpots, free play bonuses, or promo spins, and still win in the long run, because every machine is designed to slowly pull the edge back their way. It's not about one player losing, it's about everyone feeding the system until the averages align again. Casinos know this. That's why they encourage you to keep spinning. They'll throw in flashing animations, near misses, and fake almost wins to make your brain think you're close to hitting something big. It's not luck, it's psychology engineered through math. Here's a good way to think of it. A slot isn't random. It's controlled randomness. Every outcome is decided by algorithms called RNGs, random number generators. They spin numbers thousands of times per second, and the second you hit that button, it freezes on a result that's already decided, win or lose, before the reels even stop spinning. So when that one cherry lands just above the pay line, or when you get 2 bonus symbols instead of 3, that's not bad luck. That's programmed tension. It's the system doing its job, keeping you emotionally hooked while mathematically drained. Now the smart players, they play knowing the math. They understand that slots aren't built for winning, they're built for entertainment. They set a budget, enjoy the ride, and walk away before the house edge grinds them down. And here's something powerful to remember. Casinos don't fear lucky players. They fear disciplined ones. Because math can't stop someone who refuses to keep feeding it. That's how you flip the game. Not by fighting the odds, but by knowing when to stop letting them work against you. Here's the bottom line. The casino's biggest secret isn't hidden behind the curtain. It's right in the numbers. Once you understand that every flashing light is powered by probability, not magic, you stop being the prey and start playing on your own terms. Remember, the slot machine doesn't care who you are, how lucky you feel, or how much you've lost. It's not personal, it's math. And math always wins in the long run. Number 4, timing and betting patterns. The trap of hot and cold machines. Let's kill one of the biggest myths in casino history right now. There's no such thing as a hot or cold slot machine. You've seen it 100 times. Someone gets up after losing a ton of spins, and immediately another player rushes to take their seat, whispering, "That machine's due for a win." Spoiler alert, it's not. That machine doesn't know it just took someone's paycheck. It doesn't have memory. It doesn't owe anyone anything. Every spin is a fresh start, decided by a random number generator that doesn't care about the past or the future. So when you see a slot that hasn't paid out all night, don't think you're about to hit the jackpot. That's just your brain craving a pattern, and casinos love that. Now here's where timing does matter, but not the way most people think. You can't predict when a slot will pay, but you can control when you play. Casinos adjust payout cycles and add more high volatility machines during peak hours, Friday nights, holidays, big event weekends. Why? Because that's when people play fast, distracted, and emotional. If you want better odds, show up when the casino's quiet, early mornings, weekdays, right after opening. Not because the machines suddenly get luckier, but because you'll be more focused, calmer, and less influenced by the noise and chaos around you. Smart timing is about your mindset, not machine patterns. Now let's talk about betting patterns. Casinos know players love systems. You've heard them: double after a loss, stay low until a bonus hits, or always bet max when it's hot. Here's the truth. All those systems work sometimes, just enough to make you think you've found the secret. And then they fail spectacularly when the math catches up. That's because every spin is independent. If you just lost 10 in a row, your next one is still a 100% fresh roll of the RNG dice. There's no catching up, no secret rhythm, no pattern hiding behind the reels. But there is a smart way to bet. It's called structured variation. That means changing your bet size occasionally to reset your brain's focus. If you're playing $1 a spin, go $2 or $3 for a few spins, then drop back. It doesn't change the math, but it helps keep you in control and not hypnotized by the rhythm of repetitive losses. And remember this golden rule: never chase a loss. The moment you start saying, just one more spin, it has to hit soon, the casino's already won, because you've switched from playing for fun to playing for recovery. The smartest gamblers don't think in terms of luck. They think in terms of session control: when to start, when to stop, and how to stay emotionally even. You can't beat the algorithm, but you can beat the urge to give it more time to drain you. So next time you see someone talk to their slot like it's a living thing, come on, just one bonus. Remember, the only voice that machine hears is the sound of your money dropping in. Stay in charge, not on autopilot, because timing and control, those are the only patterns that actually work. Number 3, bankroll management, the skill most players ignore. Let's be real. Nobody walks into a casino planning to lose. You go in thinking, I'll just play a little, maybe double your money, maybe even hit that dream jackpot. But here's the thing. Almost nobody actually plans how long their money should last. And that's why casinos keep winning. Not because of luck, but because of poor bankroll control. Here's the truth. Most people don't have a strategy. They have impulse. They win a bit, bet bigger. Lose a bit, chase harder. Before they know it, the wallet's empty and they're convincing themselves, I was this close, just one more spin. That's not gambling. That's emotion running wild. If you want to play smart, you need to treat your bankroll like a budget, not a dream fund. Professional gamblers, the ones who actually survive, never sit down without a clear plan. They divide their money into sessions, little chunks they can afford to lose without stress. For example, you walk in with $300. You split it into 3 sessions of $100 each. Once one session's gone, you're done for that round. No ATM, no just one more try. Take a break, walk around, get some air, maybe even grab a drink and reset your head. This is how you play the long game. Because the casino doesn't care if you win a few hundred, it cares that you stay long enough to lose it back. That's the real business model. Time, not luck. Now there's another trick smart players use: win goals and loss limits. It sounds simple, but almost no one sticks to it. Say you plan to double your $100 into $200. If you hit that goal, stop, cash out, celebrate a win. Because if you keep going, that lucky streak will statistically swing right back around. On the flip side, if you lose half your bankroll, stop there too. Don't wait until it's gone. That's how you walk out broke, angry, and telling your friends the machine was rigged. Now let's talk about bet sizing. A lot of players either go too small or too big. Betting 25 cents a spin might sound safe, but you'll be sitting there for hours watching pennies move. Betting $10 a spin feels exciting until you burn through your balance in 10 minutes. The smart play? Stay in the middle. Big enough to matter, small enough to last. And if you're playing progressive slots or games with big jackpots, don't bet less than the amount required to qualify for the top prize. Nothing hurts more than hitting the jackpot combo and realizing your bet was too small to trigger it. Pro tip: treat every session like an investment. You're not there to win the casino. You're there to have fun, and fun only lasts if your money does. The best gamblers don't focus on chasing wins. They focus on avoiding self-destruction. Because the fastest way to lose in Vegas isn't through bad luck. It's through bad decisions made in the heat of the moment. So before you sit down at that glowing machine, ask yourself, how much am I willing to lose for the experience? If you can answer that honestly, congratulations. You're already playing smarter than 90% of the room. Remember, luck is random, control is a choice, and bankroll control, that's the one part of the game you actually own. Number 2, game selection, how casinos trick you into picking the wrong machines. Here's a fact that most players never think about. The machine you choose matters more than how you play it. Casinos spend millions designing layouts that guide your choices without you realizing it. Where the loudest, flashiest machines go? Right near the entrances. Why? Because they want to grab you the second you walk in. Those bright lights and cinematic themes, Game of Thrones, Buffalo, Wheel of Fortune, they're not just eye candy, they're bait. These branded machines are the casino's version of clickbait. You recognize the name, the music, the nostalgia, and boom, you're hooked. But what you don't see is the tiny detail buried deep in the info screen. RTP, 91 to 94%. That's lower than most unbranded or classic-style slots hiding quietly in the corner. So while you're watching dragons roar or pop stars sing, the casino's quietly shaving a few extra dollars off every spin. Here's the trick. Games with expensive licensing, movies, TV shows, celebrities, cost developers a fortune to make. That cost gets passed directly to you through lower payouts and higher volatility. It's not a conspiracy, it's just business. Now walk a little deeper into the casino, past the neon, past the crowd, and you'll find the plain-looking machines. Simple designs, fewer animations, maybe a few fruit symbols or old-school sevens. Boring? Maybe. But guess what? These are often the loosest machines in the entire building. Why? Because they don't need to pay for movie rights or fancy graphics. They can afford to give you a better RTP, sometimes 96% or higher. And here's something even sneakier. Casinos mix machines strategically to keep you guessing. They'll put a tight branded slot right next to a loose classic one. That way, when someone wins big nearby, you assume your machine is warming up. In reality, they just keep you seated and spending. The rule is simple. If it looks like Hollywood, it pays like a student film. If it looks boring, it might actually pay better. Also, pay attention to denomination. Penny slots might seem harmless, but they're often the tightest of all. They attract casual players, which means casinos can make the odds worse, because they know you'll keep spinning small bets for hours. Compare that to $1 or $5 machines. Fewer players, higher minimums, but often way better returns. It's like this. The cheaper the bet, the worse the math. Pro tip, before you play, check the machine's info screen. If you see RTP, 92%. Yeah. Walk away. Find one in the 95 to 97% range. That tiny difference can mean hours of extra playtime for the same money. And if you can't see the RTP listed, look it up online. Most games are public. Even a quick Google search can save you from feeding a black hole disguised as a slot machine. At the end of the day, casinos don't care what you play, as long as you keep playing. But you're smarter than that now. You know that the right choice of game is your first line of defense against the house edge. Choose smart, play sharp, because in a building where everything is designed to take your money, sometimes the smartest move is just picking the right seat. Number 1, the only real, winning strategy casinos don't talk about. Let's be honest, everyone walks into a casino with the same dream. You imagine that one perfect spin, that life-changing moment where the reels line up, lights flash, and suddenly you're holding the biggest win of your life. But here's the truth that casinos never tell you. The only guaranteed way to win is to stop playing like everyone else. See, most people play emotionally. They chase bonuses, follow gut feelings, or copy some strategy they saw on TikTok. But the real winners, the smart ones, treat gambling like entertainment, not income. They know the house edge, they know the math, and most importantly, they know when to stop. That's the secret. That's the part the casino never advertises, because it kills their business model. They want you thinking there's a system, a rhythm, a next time. They want you chasing the high, because as long as you're chasing, you're spending. The reality is, casinos make their biggest profit not from reckless players, but from hopeful ones. The ones who hit a small win feel lucky and keep going until it's gone again. They don't even have to trick you. They just have to keep you believing. Every light, every sound, Every congratulations message on screen is designed to reset your focus and make you forget how much you've already lost. But here's what the pros do differently. They walk in with a plan and walk out when it's done. If they win early, they cash out. If they lose, they stop at their limit. They don't argue with the machine. They don't try to win it back. They know that every minute spent chasing losses just feeds the algorithm. The smartest gamblers in the world don't try to beat the casino. They just refuse to play its game. You can have fun, enjoy the lights, celebrate small wins. Sure. But the moment you start thinking, I can get it all back, you've already lost control. Casinos aren't built on luck. They're built on people who think they can outsmart luck. Think about it. Every chandelier, every polished floor, every free drink, all of it was paid for by someone's almost win. The people who walk out with money aren't the luckiest. They're the ones who knew when enough was enough. Now, let's be real. It's not easy to walk away. The rush of winning, the excitement, the feeling that maybe just one more will change everything. It's powerful, but that's the trap. The moment you control that emotion instead of letting it control you, you've already beaten the system. Now, here's the mindset shift. Don't play to win big. Play to leave smart. If you can walk away with half your bankroll and still smile, you're already ahead of 90% of gamblers in the room. Because the casino's biggest weakness isn't a machine or a trick. It's a player with self-control. That's the real strategy they don't want you to know. Not chasing patterns, not betting systems, not lucky charms, just discipline. The ability to step back, laugh, and say, that's enough for tonight. You won't beat the math, but you can beat the design. Because at the end of the day, the only real winning strategy in gambling is knowing that the best players don't stay lucky. They stay smart. So now you know, slots aren't magic, they're not luck, and they're definitely not fair. They're machines built on math, psychology, and timing. And the casino wins when you forget that. But now you've seen the other side, the patterns, the traps, the tricks. You know how to spot the bait, protect your bankroll, and play on your terms. And that makes you more dangerous than any lucky charm. The real secret? It's not about finding the perfect machine, it's about knowing your limits. Play for fun, not for recovery. Play to walk away, not to chase. Because casinos will always have the edge, but they'll never have your awareness again. If this video helped you see the game differently, drop a like, hit subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's the biggest casino mistake you've seen people make? Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of slots, the smartest player isn't the one who wins the most. It's the one who knows when to stop.